everybody, thanks for tuning in. I have an e.l.f. haul to try on and share with you today. It includes a product that has been so buzzed about that I've been asked about a ton since it released. Lots of intrigue here because this product is $18 from e.l.f. And yeah, that goes a long way from e.l.f.'s roots, right? $18 for one product here. It's their Halo Glow Skin Tint. It has mineral broad spectrum SPF 50. They say it's water resistant. It has buildable coverage and a natural dewy finish. So I'm going to be using that. There are a couple of other things I was really intrigued about, like their new Incredi-Curl mascara. You guys know I have curl challenged lashes. They've got some new staining products. So I'm pumped. I'm glad to be here. And yeah, we're going to see how this goes. First off, a couple freebies that I got. I got a little Holy Hydration face cream, which I love this. This is like my go-to nighttime moisturizer. So I thought a little size of that would be great for travel, as well as one of their low glow sunscreens that has like that glowiness to it. It's got the SPF 30. Kind of acts like a glowy primer too. So I'm very glad to have those on hand. A couple things I'm definitely familiar with. Also, I repurchased my Duo complexion brush. Does anybody remember in the video where I was talking about washing my brushes and my Duo brush just completely, like the bristles just came out like as I washed. I'd never had that happen before, but I do love the brush. So I decided, yeah, I'm getting another one of those. And also before we get to this, I picked up this too, and I haven't tried this one yet. This I've used one time already. The Sun Touchable Invisi Stick. It's got SPF 50 in it. It says no touch application and it's water resistant for 80 minutes. And that's what they say about this thing too, water resistant 80 minutes. This applies clear on all skin tones for a natural finish. It won't e.l.f. up your makeup. It says non-comedogenic and safe for the eye area. You can put it on 15 minutes prior to sun exposure and as the last step of your skincare routine. So this is what the stick looks like, stun in the sun. And I thought I'd try this. It does glide on very easily. With clear stuff like this, sometimes it's hard to tell, like, is it getting on evenly enough? They said no touch, but yet I feel like I need to blend it across some areas, right? I don't know. I just thought I'd try it. Obviously, I'm not able to tell you exactly how it works because I haven't really put it to the test outside yet, but I thought it might be a nice thing like on a pool day to just sweep on my skin before I go out there. And I'll report back on how effective that is. And the amount I put on, it does leave your skin feeling a little bit dewy and adds more hydration on top of what you already applied. Now to the Halo Glow Skin Tint. So it has the mineral SPF 50. They say it's water resistant 80 minutes. It has a lot of shades and like different shade families. So I got the shade 6 Light Cool. I'm gonna shake it up. You can kind of hear something in there that's helping mix this product. It does come in 18 shades, they say. 6 shade families with 3 undertones each. So I'm gonna just squeeze out what feels like a pump. Super thin, kind of runny, but not a pure like water weight texture. I'll try to get that roughly put on everywhere. I'm sure this is a type of low maintenance kind of product. You could just blend with your fingers, but I'm going to use my Duo brush for this. And they said the coverage was buildable. So we'll probably look at that as well. Actually looking really good. I have some freckles that kind of go all over my cheeks, and I can always tell like if something's really full coverage, it's going to blank them out. If something's like medium coverage, it's going to start to take them down a notch, and it's nothing that I ever really like am trying to get rid of. It's just my gauge, you know, it shows me how much coverage something has. It's blending beautifully. It definitely has a glowy look on the surface of my skin. So adding moisture, it's nice to have the SPF 50. They do put a claim on that with the water resistant 80 minutes thing. I feel like I'm getting actually light to medium coverage out of this. When you think of a makeup product with an included SPF 50, my mind first goes to like an IT Cosmetics CC cream. And it's definitely lighter coverage than any of those that I have. I would say including the Nude Glow one. I think my shade is perfectly on point. Easy to blend, added hydration for sure. I'm gonna check the buildable nature of this. Get out a little bit on my finger, add some more here, maybe on the tops of my cheeks and my nose, just to see how much control we can take over that coverage. Pressing it in. Seems like the coverage built slightly, but more so like I just look even shinier in those areas where I added more. That's because I've got that hydrating texture like 2 times there. But I think it actually looks wonderful on the surface of my skin. It did more than I was expecting it to do in terms of coverage. Like I said, I think it's light to medium. They have a shade match guarantee on this. They say if you're not 100% happy with the shade you chose, we will refund your purchase within 30 days. It's recommended by the Skin Cancer Foundation. It seems to be a product where they've really tried to cover all their bases, but yet you still got to wrap your head around the whole $18 here and thinking like, okay, I'm buying e.l.f. I feel like my skin looks pretty with just this on it, you know, honestly, as I sit here and I kind of let it sink in a little bit and see what it does as it just rests there on my skin, it still feels super dewy to the touch. My oily skin friends, I mean, this added a lot of moisture to my skin. I'm just looking at some of my other tinted moisturizers here and seeing like, do I like this better than these? I recently tried the NYX Buttermelt, which has an SPF 30 in its soft glow skin tint. Definitely prefer the e.l.f. over this one. I think this is doing much more in the coverage department. Granted, light to medium, I think, for the amount that's recommended to be put on your skin. Yes, they do say it's buildable, but it's doing more than this for sure. It's doing more than really any of these that I'm holding. I've got my Tower 28 with the SPF 30. I've got the Revlon Illuminance Skin Tint with the SPF 15, SPF 30, and the Radiant Tinted Moisturizer from Neutrogena. I think it's pretty much out covering all of these. So I don't know if that's a priority for you. And Revlon charges a pretty penny for the Illuminance line. I'm gonna look that up. Oh wow, this originally was selling for $19 on Ulta. It's currently, at this time, marked down to $11.39. The NYX Buttermelt, this is selling for $16 at Ulta. So e.l.f. is not the only one in the game that has their price kind of up there for a product like this. I think our fear is when we see a brand put out one product and it's like, okay, $18 for this, it makes us look at the brand and go, don't be doing that with everything, okay? Like, don't raise your prices all around to that. We still want to see a lot of things coming in at under $10. We don't want e.l.f. to totally jump off into mid-range land with their prices. And I meant to say, I wore this once already with a full face of makeup, so I had concealer on, powder on, and it wore really well all day. I had gone through a bunch of the day and I checked my skin and I thought like, what foundation do you have on? And it was this Halo Glow Skin Tint. I just kind of confused myself on it for a minute because the coverage looked so good and the staying power was so strong. Sometimes we think skin tint, lightweight, is going to be lesser somehow in terms of its ability to really hang on. And I thought this did very well. Granted, I need to try it more, put it through maybe some more extreme circumstances and see, but the look I think is really beautiful for a light to medium coverage. It makes me think of Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator really on the coverage, but even more moisture. And you're getting an SPF in this one if that's important to you. If the SPF is really not important to you and you're using a separate product as your sunscreen and you don't need to have it in your makeup, a good way to save would be getting the Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator because that one's still way up there for me. But yeah, I'm going to continue on with a couple of steps and then I'll come back to share the next product I got. Just thought I'd show you how this works into the rest of the coverage products, and I stuck with e.l.f. in case that's why you're here and that's what you're interested in. I use my Hydrating Camo Concealer in Light Peach. That's on my under eye and around my nose. And then I set those areas with my Halo Glow setting powder in the light pink shade. So I'm staying nice and brightened, but extra covered in those zones. And then I took this e.l.f. powder. This is called the Halo Glow Powder Filter, pressed powder in light neutral. It's a very soft powder that really can mattify. Like, it gives the total vibe of powder foundation to me. And I dabbed that lightly with this angled brush. I just went all over the rest of my skin like that because I was feeling very, very juicy all over my face after the skin tint. But now that I've got a little bit of that on, I feel like this is a look that can wear throughout the day for me and isn't gonna like transfer off. So I'm gonna continue on with a little bronzer and then I've got some blush to use. I got a little bronzer on. Once again, e.l.f. This is their primer infused matte bronzer in the shade Fresh Tan. So that always looks good. Just blended around the hairline, got a little contour going. It's not too warm, and so it really effectively contours, I think. Next product I got, a couple of these stains. These are $5 each, and basically they're e.l.f.'s take on Benetint. Benetint recently came out and they put out multiple different shades. I did a video, what was it, a month ago, talking about, oh, Benetint's in new colors, I'm so excited. And then e.l.f. comes out with these in 5 different shades. There's an orangey one, I want to say. There's a cherry cola color, like a sheer black cherry. There's a plum. I chose the red. This one's called Left on Red. And then I also got the pink positive. I've played around with both of these and I really like what e.l.f.'s doing. These last super well. They do totally stain, and I actually even prefer the packaging over Benefit's. So they've got something. It's going to be very hard to show you here, but the way they've got this big sort of inner stopper kind of thing that your applicator's coming out of, if you look down in it, it's practically like a funnel. And so if you get little droplets around the inside, it's seeping back down into your bottle. And I think they realize, hey, this is potentially messy, full-on liquid, you know, just water weight staining product. We got to make it neat. We got to make it easy. And that type of wide entrance to the product that eventually comes down practically like a funnel, I think keeps you really neat with it. And yes, I'm very drawn to like the berry and the black cherry options, but I really wanted to get what seemed like a lighter shade in this line to see how much it could deliver as well. And this is beautiful. Also, bigger applicator than Benefit. And if you're using this as a cheek color, like that makes sense to be able to just swipe it on, get over kind of a wide surface area, and then I just dab it in with a brush. This is a Sephora 56 right here. And that looks so pretty with that soft pinky color. Here's more. I probably just applied a little bit more on this cheek, but it's buildable. You know, you can go back, you can add more. It is thin as can be. We're talking an actual water weight stain, just like Benetint. Yeah, I could now go for more over here too. I love this though. It's really fun. It looks beautiful on my lips too. That's where I'm going next. I'll put this pink. And you just get an immediate fresh look, and then you can kind of doctor it up with some gloss on top or whatever, but you've got that long wearing stained base. Isn't that beautiful? And this would have to be one of the lighter ones in their lineup. I think this and maybe the orange. Got Left on Red also, which to me I thought was the most like classic original Benetint. I'm gonna do a little dot of that too. So we're talking a little more intensity here. Rosy cheeks. And it's not hard to blend in. I mean, it's a full-on liquid texture, so that's not going to fight with you. And I don't feel like it tries to settle in too fast on your skin. A great packaging idea, a bigger applicator. I'm super happy with these and would try more colors. I just did my eyes, and I got another little thing here from e.l.f. that I meant to mention. I got their Smudge and Smoke eyeliner brush because I thought it looked really similar to my Profusion small pointed brush, and I'm always like kind of on the lookout for affordable options in this size because I think it's kind of hard to find. Can you see? This is all black, so it's hard to tell, but the brush head is very small and it's tapered, and it seems similar to Profusion, although it's a little bit smaller and just a bit more pointed, like a steeper taper up to those top bristles. This is not as good for buffing in your outer corner as that one, but it actually works really well for liner. So like today I popped on, I'm in a streak of testing Morphe palettes here. This is the one called Flickering Sands, and they have a full-on black in this palette. So I use this little brush that really has a rather nice tapered tip, and I use that black shadow along my upper lash line, and I used it for the dark brown on my lower lash line. So yeah, it can totally smudge. I did apply some shadow to my outer corner, just testing it out like up in here, and again, that's where I can see, all right, it's not so great for buffing. It can lay some product down in your crease if you might want to blend it a little with something else. Not as good as Profusion for that, but great in a liner respect, a smudgy liner type of deal, and would probably be nice just for smudging out a shadow stick too, if you want to use it that way, but I'm glad I got that little guy. And I guess now we're moving into the last thing, and it's the e.l.f. Incredi-Curl Mascara. So curling and holding curl is kind of a big deal for my lashes because they're really straight and they kind of want to go down a little bit. So this is an $8 mascara. They say curling and volumizing mascara. Buildable formula grips each lash for lasting curl and extreme volume. So I've used this once and I didn't love the way it built on my lashes. Like the brush is holding some stuff and it's holding most toward the tip because the bristles are getting shorter toward the tip. So it looks like kind of a classic, somewhat tightly spiraled around brush. We're not seeing big gaps between the little bristle rows here, but you see the curve and then a lot more product at the tip. Even if you're taking the utmost tip stuff and like getting it off there on the tube, there's still a big concentration of product right there. And that was kind of getting to me a little bit the first time. I felt like it was causing some lashes to cling together more than I wanted. And I will say, this one from Catrice, the Pure False Lash Beyond Black Mascara, that did an awesome job with my Curl Challenge lashes and like kind of grabbed everything, didn't load up too much in any one spot, but they really mastered the curved brush there and not making it so it inconsistently loads the lashes. It did a very good job. But this is just day 2 with me trying this one. So we're gonna see how well I can do with it today, knowing what I know. I'm definitely gonna curl my lashes first. I saw somebody, I can't remember where I saw it happen, but they were just like popping this on without any lash curler first. I'm not gonna make any mascara try to do that on me. But they say it's also smudge, flake, and transfer resistant. I definitely didn't see smudges or flaking as I wore it throughout the day. It's not being sold as a tubing mascara like e.l.f. Lash Extender, but I have the shade Pitch Black in this. By the way, props to e.l.f. My order came pretty quick. It came just within a few days of me placing the order. But here we are, we're taking it out. We are getting that little bit of goop right off the tip. And I'm gonna try to remember to get in focus. Okay. Looking down into my mirror and I'm just kind of wiggling it through, and it does seem like it's a good texture. It's not a texture that's so wet that it just slips right past your lashes. I think it's looking pretty good with the first go round here. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm getting overloaded anywhere actually. Maybe I just did a more mindful job of getting the excess off the tip. Oh, look at my cat decor back there. Hi, Bishka. She's so sweet. She sleeps with me every night. Like, she is just the sweetest cat. And she just purrs and purrs. Just a little angel cat. And she and Pumpkin Spice still don't get along that well. They have not become besties. She'll still hiss at her. I mean, she's kind of scared of her. But Rosie, my other cat, who's her sister, has kind of emerged as, like, boss queen of the group. Like, nobody crosses Rosie. Pumpkin Spice will try to mess with Biscuits because she knows she's just scared, but Rosie just like gives her a look and she runs away from her. So I don't know what kind of deal those two made. Cat dynamics, you know. Man, I had a great weekend. We didn't have a lot going on and it was kind of rainy on Saturday, and it just felt like, okay, this is a day I'm gonna lean into a good indoor activity, baby. We had all of our t-ball was canceled. We were supposed to have a parade and then 2 games like making up for rain earlier in the season. It all got canceled. So I found this coloring book that I got for Mother's Day 2 years ago, and I decided I'm popping up the folding table. I'm gonna color. I didn't say anything. I just quietly got it going, and then, you know, before I know it, the girls have a coloring book and they're joining, and we just had movies on, and it was a good old time. Okay, I'm kind of having that issue. For some reason, it's on this eye. Like, I get one little area a bit too loaded up. I think I rely on the tips so much on my left eye because of the way I come at it. Did you hear me saying nice things about you? If I held it differently, I don't think I'd have that experience, but it's getting kind of some good thickness there. I'm gonna see how like one more coat goes up here, and I'll put some lash extender on the lowers. That's the one that looks like this from e.l.f. Tubing. Definitely has not failed me. Like, I used to be putting Cali Ray on there. That's a Sephora mascara. I'm never looking back from the e.l.f. lash extender. That lasts so well. I'll be back. Okay, finished up the mascara. I did manage to get like one more coat on there, and I think the curl looks pretty good, and I haven't had to like go like that. So first day went pretty well in that regard too, so we'll keep an eye on that. Also, I don't think I told you, I put on some highlighter. I'm sorry, you might have been wondering where that glow was coming from. Revlon Skin Lights Daybreak Glimmer. I don't think I have a good e.l.f. powder highlighter right now. And the lip just continues to be the pink shade of the stain. So to wrap this up, I mean, I want to keep using this, put it through maybe some more trying conditions throughout the day, because I haven't been outside that much these past couple days. We had some rain and wetness, the ground being wet, hard for Ugga to get that little kid mower out quite as much, so I've been indoors a bit more. But as of now, like day 2 using it, I think it has an immediate, really beautiful look on the skin, and worn in conjunction with the rest of my typical makeup stuff like powders and concealers and stuff, it can hang. It can get me through a day. So far so good with that, although I do get it. The price is like, what, e.l.f.? What's going on? But I feel like once you start getting sunscreens deeply involved, particularly mineral sunscreens, it kind of takes the product into to another echelon, I guess. Love these. Immediate love for these. The packaging, if you've ever wanted to try Benetint, spend $5, get one of these stains. The packaging is less messy, the applicator is better, the stuff stains and lasts throughout the day. I'm a big fan of that. Brushes, I mean, this is a tried and true. I had it for years before it fell apart on me, I will say that, but I enjoyed it enough to want to pick up this brush again, the Complexion Duo brush. Reason I like it so much, and you didn't see me use it today because I didn't do concealer on camera, but I put a dot of concealer here and then I spread it with the little small side and then dab it in with the larger side, and it's amazing. So it's a really good brush to have. I'm glad I got that, and I like the Smudge and Smoke eyeliner brush, mainly for eyeliner purposes. I think it's going to be good for me, and I'm liking the Incredicurl so far. Even though I kind of complained like sometimes the end gets more product on it than the rest of the brush, still I would err on that side as opposed to getting a brush where it feels like all the product has been raked off of the bristles and you're just building for days trying to get something going. I would prefer this issue, and I think it will probably lessen the more I use it, but I'm just kind of reinforcing here, but it doesn't even need it. The lashes are really standing at attention and it doesn't seem like they want to drop, even after swiping like 3 coats over them. Sometimes that can be enough to drop my curl. So yeah, all in all, good stuff from e.l.f. Let me know in the comments section what kind of experiences you've had with these products, if you've tried them yet, and I will see you all again very soon. I love you. Bye.